Have you ever wondered why the more you try to control your life, the more chaotic it becomes? You make plans, you force things to happen, yet everything seems to unravel before your eyes. It's as though the harder you try to grip the wheel, the more it slips through your fingers. You may feel like you're losing control. But what if I told you that true power doesn't lie in controlling every outcome or manipulating circumstances? What if it's about finding calm in the chaos instead? Imagine that instead of fighting against the current of life, you learn to glide with it. In this video, we're diving into 11 Stoic lessons that will transform your approach to life. These aren't just theoretical ideas, they are real, time-tested strategies that have helped people through the toughest times. You see, the Stoics believed in something radical, the power of calm. It's not about avoiding challenges, but mastering your response to them. And trust me, this simple shift can change everything for you. But before we get to those lessons, let me tell you a story. It's the story of James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy pilot who survived one of the harshest trials anyone could imagine. During the Vietnam War, his plane was shot down, and he was taken prisoner by the enemy. For 7 long years, Stockdale endured unimaginable torture, yet he survived, not because he was physically stronger or more enduring than anyone else, but because he mastered his mind, his secret, Stoic philosophy, by remaining calm and unshaken. Even in the face of brutal adversity, he found a strength that no amount of physical toughness could ever match. His story isn't just one of survival. It's a testament to the power of inner peace and control over the self. And as we explore these Stoic lessons, remember, calm isn't a passive state. It's your greatest weapon. The key lesson from James Stockdale is this: you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. That is the key to surviving any situation. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, things will go wrong. But here's the twist: while we can't control the world around us, we have full control over our reactions. And that's where the true power lies. Calmness isn't about avoiding problems. It's about staying clear-headed when the storm hits. Think about it. When you're caught in a crisis, the first thing that slips away is your clarity. Panic sets in, decisions become rushed, and the outcome can spiral into chaos. But if you're able to maintain a calm mindset, you stay in control of your actions, no matter how intense the situation becomes. It's like being a captain of a ship in a storm. You can't stop the waves, but you can steer the ship safely through them. In my personal experience, I've seen that the moments when I felt most out of control were the moments I panicked. The times I've remained calm, despite the pressure, have led to the best outcomes. Calmness is a superpower. It lets you think, decide, and act with clarity. And believe me, that's something we all need in today's fast-paced, unpredictable world. The observer technique. When you find yourself in the heat of a stressful situation, try this. Step back. Imagine you're not part of the chaos, but simply an observer. It's like watching a movie about your life, except you're in control of how you interpret the scene. By distancing yourself emotionally, you can break free from the immediate panic and see things more objectively. Instead of being swept away by the emotions of the moment, you can think more clearly and make decisions based on reason, not impulse. This shift in perspective can make all the difference in turning a chaotic situation into an opportunity to think and act strategically. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's easy. Maintaining calm isn't something that magically happens when the pressure hits. It's a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. That's where daily training comes in. You don't need to wait for a major crisis to start practicing calmness. In fact, the best time to start is in the small, everyday frustrations. Think about it. When you drop an egg, do you flip out, or do you laugh it off and calmly clean up the mess? It may seem trivial, but how you respond to the small things builds the foundation for handling bigger challenges with grace. Calmness, like any muscle, grows stronger the more you train it. And when you build that muscle, it becomes your instinct in times of stress. We often think we can control everything in our lives, from our work to the people around us. The idea of being in charge of every situation feels empowering at first, doesn't it? But here's the catch. The more we try to control, the more frustrated we become. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. No matter how tightly you grip, it slips away. In my own experience, I've found that the harder I tried to manipulate every outcome, the more I felt like I was drowning in stress. That's when I realized something powerful. True strength isn't in control, it's in surrender. Not everything can be controlled. People will disappoint you, things will fall apart. But here's the secret. What you can control is your reaction to it. Once you accept that certain things are beyond your reach, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing on what you can change. When you let go of the need to control everything, you create space for growth and adaptability. This mindset shift isn't just liberating. It's the key to navigating the inevitable chaos of life without getting overwhelmed. Trust me, once you accept this, the weight on your shoulders will start to lift, and you'll feel more empowered than ever before. Imagine you're an F1 driver. As you approach a sharp curve, your car starts to lose traction. The adrenaline is rushing. The crowd is roaring, and everything seems to be happening in slow motion. In this moment, you have two choices: panic and react impulsively, or stay calm, ease off the accelerator, and regain control. The fastest drivers aren't always the ones who win. They are the ones who keep their cool when everything is falling apart. Their success doesn't come from outpacing the problem, it comes from mastering their response to it. This is a lesson that we can apply to our own lives. Success is not about avoiding problems. It's about learning how to respond with clarity when they appear. Life doesn't stop throwing challenges at you, and no matter how hard you try, things will go wrong. But here's the kicker. What separates those who thrive from those who fall apart is their ability to remain calm in those critical moments. I've seen it in my own life. When I face a challenge, if I let panic take over, I lose control. But when I pause, take a breath, and focus on what I can do next, I regain my sense of direction. Calmness isn't just a luxury, it's the foundation of true success. Modern science has confirmed what Stoic philosophy has known for centuries. Staying calm helps the brain make better decisions. When we react impulsively, the amygdala, the part of our brain responsible for emotional responses, takes over, flooding us with stress and fear. It's like trying to drive a car when the brakes are failing. You're only reacting to the panic and not thinking clearly. But here's the fascinating part: when we stay calm, we activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for reasoning, planning, and strategic thinking. This part of the brain allows us to see the bigger picture and respond thoughtfully, not out of fear or stress. I've personally experienced this shift in my own life. In moments of intense pressure, I've noticed that when I let the panic take over, my decision-making is clouded, and everything seems more complicated. But when I take a step back, breathe, and center myself, I'm able to think more clearly, make smarter choices, and handle the situation with grace. The science backs it up. Calmness isn't just a feel-good concept. It's a critical function for survival and success, and it's something we can all train our minds to do, no matter how high the stakes are. To stay calm in the face of challenges, you need to practice every day. Calmness isn't something that magically happens when the stakes are high. It's a skill that's built over time. So, how do you practice? Let's break it down. First, practice observing the situation. When faced with a stressful moment, try to step back and see it from an outsider's perspective. It's like being the director of a movie about your own life. When you observe, you detach yourself from the emotional rush and can assess the situation more rationally. This simple shift allows you to approach the problem with a clear mind, rather than reacting out of impulse. Next, accept what you cannot control. Life is full of uncertainty, and trying to control everything can be exhausting. Let go of what's beyond your reach. Instead, focus on what you can change. This mindset shift has been a game changer for me. When I stopped obsessing over things I couldn't control, I found I had more energy to focus on the things that truly matter. Lastly, practice calmness in small moments. Start by applying these principles when something minor goes wrong, like spilling coffee or missing a bus. By training yourself in these everyday situations, you'll naturally develop the resilience to face bigger challenges with the same level of composure. Trust me, the more you practice, the easier it becomes to stay calm, no matter what life throws your way. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Think about it. Your phone, when it's running low on battery, starts to slow down, freeze up, and eventually shuts off. The same thing happens to your mind when it's overworked. We often push ourselves, believing that relentless hustle will get us ahead. But the truth is, when you don't rest, you lose clarity, focus, and the ability to make sound decisions. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics comes in. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, made it clear: even the sharpest sword needs rest to maintain its edge. Without rest, that sword becomes dull, useless in the very moments when you need it most. I've felt this firsthand. There were times when I pushed myself too hard, thinking that if I just kept going, I'd reach my goals faster. But instead, I found myself drained, overwhelmed, and less effective. The constant grind left me making poor decisions and losing perspective. It wasn't until I learned to embrace rest as a part of my routine that I started to feel recharged. Not just physically, but mentally too. Rest is the recharge we all need to perform at our best. And without it, we're only setting ourselves up for burnout. Studies show that practicing gratitude can significantly increase calmness and reduce stress. It's not just a feel-good idea, it's backed by science. When you actively focus on what you're grateful for, your brain shifts from a state of worry and anxiety to one of appreciation. I've personally experienced this shift in my own life. On days when things feel out of control or when I'm overwhelmed by the constant demands of life. Taking a moment to write down 3 things I'm grateful for has an immediate calming effect. It doesn't have to be anything grand. Sometimes it's the simple things. A warm cup of coffee, the sound of rain, or even just the comfort of home. By practicing gratitude, we retrain our brains to focus on the positive, helping us stay grounded when challenges arise. The more we practice, the less reactive we become to the small irritations that typically set us off. Instead of letting stress build up, gratitude creates a buffer, allowing us to navigate difficult situations with more composure. It's a small habit that, over time, can have a massive impact on our mental health and ability to remain calm. The best part, it's free, easy, and something anyone can start doing right now. Whether it's work problems, relationship issues, or personal struggles, life will always throw challenges your way. It's inevitable. The real test, though, is how you respond when things go south. In my own life, I've faced moments where everything seemed to spiral out of control. Whether it was a project at work falling apart or a personal conflict weighing on my mind. In those moments, it felt like the world was pushing against me. But I learned that the key to moving forward wasn't in reacting impulsively, but in staying calm and thinking clearly. When emotions take over, we tend to make decisions based on fear, frustration, or anger. And let's be honest, those decisions rarely lead us to a positive outcome. But when you take a step back, breathe, and focus on what you can control, you suddenly have the space to think strategically. It's like being in the eye of a storm, while everything around you is chaotic. You're calm and grounded. In that calm, you can make the best decisions, find creative solutions, and ultimately move closer to success. The more I've practiced staying calm in the face of difficulty, the more I've realized that calmness isn't just a tool for survival, it's a tool for thriving. When your mind feels overwhelmed, taking action is often the most effective way to regain calm. It's easy to get caught in a whirlwind of thoughts, analyzing every little detail, spiraling deeper into uncertainty. But when you take that first step, no matter how small, everything starts to shift. I've personally experienced this. especially during times when I felt like I was drowning in stress. The moment I decided to take action, whether it was drawing a sketch, writing down my thoughts, or even just tidying up my workspace, things started to clear up. Engaging in hands-on activities is a powerful way to pull yourself out of that mental fog. When you're physically engaged in something, it forces you to focus on the task at hand, not on the endless cycle of worries. It's like putting your mind on pause, allowing you to gain perspective and see things more clearly. The chaos of your thoughts slowly gives way to a sense of order. I've realized that action isn't just about moving forward. It's about creating clarity in the midst of confusion. And once you've found that clarity, it's easier to make thoughtful decisions and keep your calm, no matter what's happening around you. In the end, to be truly successful, you don't need to control everything around you. In fact, the more you try to control every aspect of your life, the more you'll realize that it's a never-ending battle. The truth is, what you need to control is yourself, your mind, your reactions, and your ability to stay calm under pressure. This isn't just some motivational fluff. This is the real secret to success that many people overlook. I've been there, caught in the rush of trying to control outcomes, manipulate situations, and force things to happen. But the more I tried, the more I found myself frustrated, exhausted, and stuck in the same cycle of stress. Then, I learned the hard way. True power lies in your ability to remain calm when life throws its challenges your way. It's easy to get swept up in emotions and reactions, but the magic happens when you learn to take a step back, breathe, and focus on what you can control, your response. When you master the art of calm, everything else starts to fall into place. The chaos of the world around you becomes easier to navigate. Instead of reacting out of fear, frustration, or impulse, you make strategic decisions, ones that propel you toward your goals. And here's the kicker. Once you master calmness, life doesn't just become easier, it becomes more fulfilling. You stop wasting energy fighting battles you can't win, and instead, you focus on what truly matters. The clearer your mind becomes, the better you'll be at seeing opportunities, solving problems, and creating lasting success. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. And this journey requires you to be present, to remain calm in the face of adversity, and to respond with purpose. When you're calm, you're in control, and when you're in control, success becomes inevitable. So, ask yourself, are you ready to take charge of your mind? Embrace the power of calm, and see how it transforms your life. If you're feeling overwhelmed or lost right now, take a deep breath, let go of the need to control everything. Start small, practice staying calm, and take action from that place of clarity. The more you practice, the more it will become second nature. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. Success will follow, not because you forced it, but because you've learned how to remain calm, centered, and focused on what truly matters. So, take a step back, breathe, and let calmness guide you to the success you deserve. Your journey starts now.